But let me just do this real quick and get it out the way. Don't forget, right here on the street 919 FM, we're texting to win. Right here this week on the street 919 FM, you can win a 6-speed stand mixer. Using your B mobile or Digi cell phone, you text to 9191, which allows you to win, all right? Remember, one winner will be selected every Friday from 5 p.m. So I have, of course, the authority to select the winner. And you know I want to select one of my winners. So listen, text, and win. You can also view the live stream on Facebook, the Street 919 FM on YouTube, and of course on radio. So I'm going to now up the message board for you guys to text and come in. Let me make sure I'm live here because I want to show all you what you can walk away with this Friday. But when you're sending your text now, I need you to text my name. So you're going to be texting Isha. Yeah, so it's 9191. That's the name. And in your message, you text Isha. All right, could you do that? Yeah, you could do that. Let me just show you guys what we're winning. We're live on Facebook. Yeah, we're live on Facebook at the moment. So let me just show you guys what you're winning. If you're not on Facebook, I'm giving you 2 seconds to go on our Facebook stream so you can see what you have an opportunity to win. Yeah, so go right now on Facebook. I'm giving you time to log on. So I'm going to show you the prize. Remember, we're picking the winner. Remember, we're picking the winner every single Friday from 5 p.m. So, of course, I'm going to have the opportunity to pick the winner. And I want the winner to be one of my winners. So, let me just show you here. I'm waiting for the live to build up a little more on the Street 919 FM's Facebook page to show you guys what you're going to be win or what you can win. So, let the live build up a little more. Let it build up a little more. I see you. All you have to do is go to your text 9191 in the name, and it allows you to send $20. And for your $20, this is what you could win. Let me show you. You see how heavy it is? Look. So for those of you on YouTube and you're on the live, this is what you're going to win when you text to 9191. I need you guys to start texting right now. Yeah? Let me make sure they're seeing it good. Wait, they're seeing it good there? Make sure, Robert, they're seeing it. They see it good? You sure? Yeah, so I need you guys to start texting. I had to pick the winner, and I want the winner to be one of my people. Robert, come and refresh this thing here for me. Let me see who started text. So let's go. I want to get this out the way very quickly. I'm looking for 10 persons on my shift to text $20 to 9191 for opportunity to win. You see? Watch it. You see what you're winning? What you're telling all yourself. Talk now. Let's go. Start texting. 9191. Let's go. Looking for 10. 9191. Let's go. And remember, you're including my name in the message, eh? Good afternoon to Alana, Erlene Dick, to Gail D. How you doing? Good afternoon to you. Nadia Jack on the inside. How you doing, lover? All right, good afternoon to Teddy Mac. Yes, Teddy, use one of my people. Come on, text 9191 and include my name in the message. So when you put 9191 in the name, just text Aisha. Remember, I get an opportunity to give out this prize every Friday from 5 p.m. and I want it to be one of my people between 4 and 6. Let's go. Start texting. All right, I seen all you on the live. Let's go. Come on. out the prize again in a short while. Let's go again. Start texting. I need you guys to get this out the way very early before we jump inside today's show. This week we're giving away a 6-speed stand mixer. And all you have to do is text 9191 from your B-Mobile or your Digicel phone. Remember, the winner is selected every Friday from 5 p.m. You just need to make sure that you send your text message in so you stand a chance. I see my live looking nice. Good afternoon to you guys. Hope you're having an awesome day today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a song very quickly. By the end of this song, my contributions must be in. Remember, I'm looking for 10 people to text to 9191. Just 10 people. All right, let's go. Watching all yours. Text 9191. Let's go.
So when you see the police, tell them come get something to eat right now in the back. Yeah.
I see in my team on the inside. Where all you telling all yourself? Text 9191. Let's go. Remember to include my name in the message, yeah?
Go shut in the kitchen, grab a pot and then start beating your head. When every yard must have a whiner, hard girl to show off she bumper. Who will go down, start wine and roll it like a little hind. We don't need no big promoter.
Hey, I see all your texting on the website. No, you need to text from your phone. Your cell phone. You take out your cell phone, you go to message on your phone, and you text in the name 9191. Yeah, 9191. And in the message, you put Isha. Let's go. 9191. Right, Isaiah, you're inside. And of course, you text Isha. And that's it. Come on, not text on the message board. I need you guys to text from your cell phone, either your B-Mobile or your Digicel phone. You text Isha and you send. Yeah, it's that simple. Let's go.
Hear what you're singing? Nice. Oh, you're singing good. Hey, let me jump. Bring my friends and bring your friends and we friends will.
I see you all here looking nice. By the time this song done, I must have my 10 people in. Take out your cell phone, go to the message on your cell phone. In the name, you're texting 9191. In the message, you're texting Isha and send. So this is what you guys have an opportunity to win. I have it again up for it to see, and I only want to hand this away to somebody who texts Isha to 9191. That's the only person I want to come and collect this prize when I give it away on Friday, yeah? your cell phone. How come your message not going through, Nadia? What's wrong with you? Go to the message on your phone right now, and in the name, you text 9191 and Aisha in your message. And that is it. We're telling all yourself, I want to give away this prize to someone who texts Aisha to 9191. And don't just text it on the live chat. Text it on your phone. Take out your phone. Look, you see this? You're taking out this. You're going to message. In the name, you put in 9191. You put in Aisha in the message, and then you send in text, and that is it. That's it. You have to message on your phone, not on the chat. I want to get this over with so we can jump inside today's show. We have a lot to do, and I need 10 people to text. So text right now. I'm seeing plenty people texting on the live, but I only need you to text from your phone. You take out your cell phone, you go to your message, you text 9191 in the name, and then you're pressing Aisha in the comment, and then you're sending. It's simple. You have an opportunity to win a 6-speed stand mixer, and the thing heavy, you know.
Team Fox! Team Fox!
Yes, so guys, let me just bring back my song one more time. I'm trying to see all who text on the inside. I'm trying to see. I'm opening up the board now to see who's on the inside. Yeah, I'm going to big all up too. But fine, all you're not sending that from all your phone, though. I'm seeing all the 9191 in the chat. I just need the 9191 in your phone. So you take out your cell phone, whether it be mobile or Digicel, and in the name, you text 9191. And in the text message, you're texting Aisha. Well, you know how to send text message? Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Once again, this is what you're going to win. Let me just show you one more time. You know, we ain't playing no games. I want to give away this on Saturday. Well, no, Friday from 5 o'clock. I want to give away this Friday from 5 o'clock to the person that texts Aisha. Yeah, so you need to go to your cell phone. You text 9191 from your messages, and you text the name Aisha in the comments. And that's it. You can win. Let's go. Why it says all you're sending me it on the chat? I need it on the phone. Go to your cell phone right now. Go to your messages. And in the name or the recipient, you text 9191. In the message, you text Aisha. And you send. Come on, let's go. I need 10 people. I'm just trying to open up to see who have already text, so I could big up my whole team on the inside. Almost 400 strong on the live. So wait, nice, no money, all you have on all your phone there? Why the texting going through? What? So take a blight, take a blight, take a blight. What you telling all yourself? What the hell is this, boy? To have a set of people on my team with no money on the phone? No, take a blight, take a blight, take a blight. Take a blight, text 9191 from your messages. Text Aisha in the comment and send it. Working with both networks. Nadia, how your phone ain't got no money on it, girl? There's a whole phone card I had to send you. Ulrich say he paid in cash. Ulrich, I needed to send it on the phone. Okay, so Shelly says she has money on her phone, but it's not going through. Shelly, what you telling me, girl, is sabotage or what? Nah, that can't be true. So listen, you go into your messages on your phone. Let me see, because I don't know. Robert, show them what the message thing look like now, because maybe they don't know. Show them it. Go carry the phone close to the camera so they can see what the message look like. Open up the message so they could see where they could send the recipient. Where they need to text 9191 and Aisha in the comment. And then press send. It works with both networks. Right, so if you're looking at the screen right now, come down a little bit, Robert. You're too high. Come down a little bit more. Right. So go back out from the app so they can see what it looks like on the app.
Team Fox. Team Fox.
So you see what it looks like there on the app?
Team Fox.
So you're going to open it up now. You press the app, right? You're going to see the recipient. You text 9191 from the recipient or the sender, right? You text Aisha in the comments. And then you press send. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's that simple. And you have an opportunity to win a 6-speed stand mixer that I personally given away this Friday from 5 p.m. And I don't want to give it away to anybody who my name not on your message. I'm sorry, I'm biased.
Team
Okay, so I'm trying to see what's going on. Yes, somebody asking me if you get a response back. Yes, I got one back. Did I get one back? Hold on. Well, you're texting it to me. Don't know you have to text it to 9191, not my cell phone. People telling me it's not going through, Robert. Why? Nah, Team Aisha feeling some type of way. They're saying it's not going through. Team Aisha real rioting right now on the live. Almost 500 people on my live. There's real riot going on right now. A whole candlelight vigil on my live because it's not going through. See what's going on there, Robert? Sabotage or what? Let me play a song. Hold on. I'm going to play a song. And when I come back, it better go through so we could start the show. We have a lot to talk about today. And I find all you're keeping my back. Yeah? So I'm going to go play this song and come right back.
Cause you are my everything, and I'm gonna do anything. Go put that on everything, oh, for you. If I give you all my love, and would you treasure? Would you cherish it and never let me go? Cause you're not gonna find someone to love you better, oh. If I want to, then for certain I want to. You make I go love you, make I go love you tender, 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 tender. Make I go love you cha-cha, cha-cha, cha-cha. Make I go love you tender, tender, oh. tender. My love the eternal, eternally, eternally, eternally. I love you for eternity. Oh, my love the eternal, eternally, eternally, eternally. I love you for eternity. I'll swim the deepest ocean to show my devotion, yeah. You know, see me open like a window, my love. I go walla for you. You know, see me feel you. Baby, that body, they good, oh. Nah, nah. If I give you all my love, would you treasure? Would you cherish it and never let me go? Cause you're not gonna find someone to love you better. If I want to never certain, I want you. Make I go love you, Jaja. Make I go love you, tender. Make I go love you, Jaja. Make I go love you, tender. Oh, tender. My love the eternally. I love you for eternity. Oh, my love the eternally. I love you for eternity.
Baby, me ready. Been too long, I'm ready to vibe. Tell me, you ready?
All right, guys. So I am trying to see the numbers of the person who texts so I could big Ollie up full 100.
All this
Just working out my little difficulties here, so I could send you guys some love. So much for showing love, yeah.
if you're looking for trouble, go find you. Hey yo, trouble.
So much to discuss today. You don't want to go anywhere.
So cause that to play like hey yo, fire in my waist, boy, pour some rum on my body. Come and get that taste like trouble wine, real trouble wine, real trouble wine. And I don't know, go ahead, turn it on, no, go ahead. Trouble wine, real trouble wine.
I see in my top fans on the inside like Akira, how you doing? Top fans like Nadia Jack,
Darling,
like Sherry Suklal.
ready,
Pick up the whole top fans crew on the inside. I love you guys so much.
hey, the sound of the drum, the rhythm, the energy. Look how long I'm waiting for ya. Look tomorrow, come and gone. I'm looking to run away. Quarantine done, so we come out to play like hey yo, trouble in the place, go bring your girl in the party. When soca hit your brain like hey yo, fire in my waist, boy, pour some rum on my body. Come and get a taste like trouble wine, real trouble wine, real trouble wine. And I don't know, go ahead, turn it on, no, go ahead. Trouble wine, real trouble wine, real trouble wine. And I don't know, go ahead, turn it on, no, go ahead. Hey yo, trouble in the place, singing out of
Mr. Skills on the mission, you're listening to television. As I rise and I pray, thanking God for another day. Oh Lord, thank you for another. As I rise and I pray, thanking God for another day. Oh Lord, thank you for another day. Thank you for the peace you bring. Thank you for amazing grace. Thank you for releasing me. Thank you for another. Thank you for a decent day. Thank you for a piece of bread. Every single time I pray, let your blah la 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 sense shine up on me. Papa God, on me. Let your blah la 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 sense shine up on me. Papa God, on me. All my life I've been running, now I'm running to receive your love. Shine your love Yeah, whoa, whoa. Now we don't change, jolly. From a small boy, I don't make money, money. Me and my guys, them don't date, jolly. Up with my forces, I don't sunny. When I put my trust in others, them do me strong things. When the curtains fall and lights go dim, I look up to the sky, I see shine up on me, Papa God, now me. Let your shine up on me, Papa God, now me. All my life.
All right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to jump inside today's show. Let me thank each and every one of you that text 9191 from your B-Mobile or your Digi cell phone. And, of course, you donated and text to win. Yeah, and, of course, when we come right back, we're going to jump inside today's show. Let me see what's going on here, boy. When you come back, we're going to jump straight inside today's show. So much to discuss. So much happening in Trinidad and Tobago, yeah? So let's take that short break.
I call and she bluff, she says she don't do this. And she have a friend only giving she 2 cents. You know your body thing, girl, watch ya. So why you making it so hard for? I love when you take it off, yeah. My girl, I the tools, you know. Like a breeze, I cool in your dung. I pray how you bend to the ground. Yeah, you roll your body, you know. Watch that bumper sit on there. Hands up high, you're surrounded. I want to come and show you a little something. You walk like you wanna run away. Turn around, yeah, you got it. I love how you bounce it. 10 is marks on the paper. Sit down, my girl. Sit down, my girl. Sit down, my girl, yeah. Sit down, my baby. Darling, honey, come save the last dance for me. Darling, honey, you said I'm the best, don't doubt it. Sit down, my girl. Sit down, my girl. Mr. Darling, honey, you know, you always play ting whole time. You know you want it. Telling me you like when I touch on your body. It's only you, me see to see the rest. Your friend, she talk about me hold it. She says you are run down. You tell her well, you better bring it down. I the tools, you know. Like a breeze, I cool in your dung. I pray how you bend to the ground. Yeah, you roll your body, you know. Watch that bumper sit on there. Hands up high, you're surrounded. I want to come and show you what
NFL on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
When I think about my journey and how much I've achieved, I can't help but feel grateful. I have the best family, the best friends, the best fans in the world. That's a fact. And people always asking, how you always smiling so? And I tell them the same thing each and every time. I don't take anything for granted. And I am always counting my blessings. I keep counting my blessings on blessings on blessings. Blessings on blessings on blessings. I still hold my head high. Counting my blessings, yeah. Judge, you bless me, no one could take this away. Na. Give me the world of fame. I'm still the same, not it. Right now the world could change. I'm still the same, not it.
right, guys, we are back. Thank you so much for staying with me. Approximately 2 minutes to the top of the hour. So much to discuss today. Again, I want to thank you guys for staying with us. Those of you who text to 9191, let me just let you guys know. So far, all you're winning. So 30 of you text to 9191. 30 of you, yeah? So don't forget, I want to be able to give away this 6-speed mixer to someone that texts 9191 and, of course, put Aisha in their text this Friday. All you... Where to begin? So, information reaching me at the moment. So much to discuss, but I'm trying to confirm what I just hear about what happened with Karen Priest, clerk of the DSS. I'm just trying to confirm what I hear. Yeah, so I'm waiting on confirmation to give you that breaking news. You know, I just get it. I just want to make sure that it's legit now, because, oh God, I can't take the fake news. Yeah, so let me just wait for confirmation on what I just heard relating to Karen Priest Clark, and I'm going to bring that to you. Without further ado, guys, I want you to take a listen to this, because this is basically where the crux of our conversation this evening is going to come from. Good afternoon to Cheryl Motley. She's locking us down from Barbados. I understand all you're on lockdown, Cheryl. Yeah, so let's go.
All right, assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. In fact, all right, what I want you to do is that I know thousands and thousands of people have been waiting for me to do this live so that we could tell you exactly what the findings are, and this is what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to tell you what the findings are. So let us just let the numbers build up a little bit. And what happens is that, so I don't want to be too long on this. I want to be as brief as possible because, you know, after seeing a few things there, you know, I just want to get us off my mind, and that's it. So all right, here we go. All right, so as we promised yesterday, I was not satisfied with the inconclusive report that we got from the pathologist yesterday in relation to something like this. In fact, I stated yesterday that for me, someone who has no training in this field, it is improbable that after just a few days that the report could be inconclusive. And what happens is that I just want to show you where I am right now. I am at Budo's funeral home here in Kunupia, and I just spoke to the professor, and of course the professor contacted the father as well, and I wanted the father to be notified and the family to be notified first before I made this information public. And here we go. I could tell you that Professor Daisley's report and his findings are not inconclusive, and they found the reason for her death. Andrea was struck on the forehead with something blunt, and what that caused, she fell back and her skull fractured, and there was hemorrhaging inside. In fact, the whole area inside the skull, you could see where it was pinkish red, which meant that that entire area there was hemorrhaging. So basically she died from internal hemorrhaging. When she got hit to the head, she fell backwards, and what happened is that her skull fractured and she died. Also, what is interesting, and of course, Professor Daisley has to verify this, but there was an area on her arm where they found punctures, needle marks, and he has to verify if that was done by the previous pathologist still, or if that was an area where Andrea was, she was injected. Because on the video itself, in fact on the picture itself that I saw, there was 2 puncture wounds, and that puncture wound is very visible. So it has to be verified if that occurred before, or the pathologist that did the report before made that puncture mark. What is interesting is that if you're doing an autopsy, the entire cavity of the body, the brain, everything is open. So therefore you normally would not have to go through the arm to do a swab or a blood test. So therefore, personally, and like I said, I have no training in this field, I doubt that that was made by the pathologist. The fact of whether she was raped or not, that is to be verified. That is to be verified because samples were taken, and what happened is that, of course, it would be verified in about a week's time if she was indeed raped. But the facts are clear that this is not inconclusive. And what have me really pissed here now is that that pathologist that did that report in such a short space of time, the question is, how many reports that he, she, it, or whatever did before that were inconclusive and did not give the factual information in terms of what was the cause of death? Because if we could pay, and I thank the 2 persons that came forward with me to pay for this, because now we know exactly why it happened. A man could come here outside of the forensic center and do an autopsy, and in a few hours time get these findings, especially for something as big as this, especially for something like this that has made the news, that is causing so much protest all over the country. So for those of you who are just joining us, let me repeat what the autopsy report stated. Andrea was hit to the forehead, blunt, something hit her hard. I'm talking about massive blow to the head. Fell back, and whatever she fell back on, her skull was fractured, and it caused internal bleeding and hemorrhaging. Also, what happened is that there was an area where the stomach, they say that, there was, it was a particular color. So therefore, it showed that either she was not being fed or she was not eating, one out of the 2. So there we have the results. And all I could tell you is that I am pissed. I am pissed. How could we have an autopsy result, especially on something like this that is so important, be so wrong before? So now we have some clarity. Trinidad and Tobago, if this has not awoken you, I don't know what will. Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong, and something stinks. I was privy to, certain things, and I could tell you my body is still trembling right now, honestly. I feel like a nervous wreck right now. And one could only imagine, this is not my child. I am not even related to them. And I feel as if I am going through trauma myself. On behalf of the family, On behalf of myself and my family, I just want to tell Mr. Barrett and the family that Trinidad and Tobago we stand with you. The entire country will stand by your side. And these results that we got from the autopsy, which show that it is not inconclusive, it showed that somebody hit your daughter on the head, it caused her head to fracture, it caused internal hemorrhaging, that we are not going to hide those results. We are now making those results public. And to all the people that call me all over the US and all over the world to congratulate us on what we are doing in Trinidad, we have just begun. God bless you. Parents, keep your children safe. Where do we go from here? Let us form a WhatsApp group.
All right, so that's basically the gist of what we're going to be discussing this afternoon, right? What really happened as it relates to this situation involving Andrea Barrett. So let's recap what we have learned over the last few days in the public domain, and I appreciate the fact that there's almost 630 people on the live at the moment. Let's recap, right? So from what we know in the public domain, Andrea Barrett, 23 years old, working at the Arima Magistrates Court, left work, headed for home. She entered a taxi that was using fake license plates, a H taxi. From what we understand, King Street in Arima. When she boarded this taxi, headed for home, the taxi had 4 passengers from what we were told. 1 passenger in the front, the driver, herself and her friend. Her friend was dropped off. She never made it home. From what we understand also in the public domain, Andrea's father would have called her cell phone around after 6 minutes to 7 and a man answered. And the man, of course, threatened that if he doesn't pay a ransom, he's going to send him one of Andrea's heirs. What we understand from what is again in the public domain, 7 people were held for this situation. 1 person died on Monday, but the nation was informed on Wednesday. Of course, we heard he wasn't well and he fell off a chair and died. We heard a second suspect tried to escape and was injured in this attempt and was hospitalized as a result in ICU. We understand 2 persons was released. They had 3 people in custody, and then we heard a further 3 people was released. The last suspect, who was in the ICU, passed away last evening as a result of his injuries. We had an autopsy done last evening on Andrea Barrett's body, and according to the autopsy report, it was inconclusive. And the nation was literally left with more questions than answers. What happened with Andrea Barrett? What happened with this entire investigation leaves every person following this thing with more questions than answers. One of the reporters would have asked the Commissioner of Police at the police press briefing last Thursday, why didn't the cameras pick up the taxi Andrea Barrett would have gone into? Or why didn't cameras pick up the entire situation on King Street, a busy street in Arima, that would have allowed persons to move on this situation a lot faster? The Commissioner of Police went on to say that there was some issues with the cameras, and I think he gave a statistic, it escapes me now, as to how much of the nation's cameras is actually working. That was the first red flag for me, Trinidad and Tobago. So, lack of surveillance in the busy Arima area may have led in a delay of the police moving faster on this trail. I don't know. Then police acting on intelligence would have been searching in one particular area in Sandy Grande. I don't know if you guys remember that. Busy up and down in that particular area trying to find her or whatever information that they would have acquired. And it led to a dead end. More time again, in my humble opinion, was wasted on the issue. Where are we at? So when asked again at the press conference why the family wasn't told that the first suspect died until 2 days after, and the commissioner of police responded to the fact that he was, I don't want to misquote him, but I want to paraphrase to give you an idea of what he said. Something to the effect that he was only interested in the well-being of the victim, or something to that effect. Don't quote me on it. I'm just trying to paraphrase as we move along. I don't remember word for word. And of course, we heard that the suspect, the first one, refused treatment. A video surfaced on social media last weekend showing police confrontation at the suspect's home on the night of his arrest that appears to be a confrontation between the suspect and the police, with the suspect being, or receiving rather, the unfair treatment at the time in that particular video, which sort of backed up the family's claim earlier that the suspect was beaten without given a chance to really defend himself. Now, information has surfaced in the media that this particular suspect died as a result of beating, according to his autopsy. So many things happened in this particular week here, guys, that just blows my mind. Yeah, I am yet to find out. So let me fast track ahead because it's so much. So, reward was offered from different quarters. We had one man giving 25,000, a next man offering 400,000. We had the Crime Stoppers offering 50,000. We started to see rewards coming out of nowhere. Thousands of dollars in rewards. And the day after, a man looking for scrap iron in a Tucson in Heights of Aripo, while driving, looked over a precipice and saw what appeared to be a decomposing body. Of course, police went to the scene, hunters, etc. The area was cordoned off. The relatives came, they identified the body. Body was taken to forensics, and of course, autopsy was done, coming back inconclusive. Nation was left with more questions than answers. Newsday did an article a couple of weeks ago talking about information surrounding the court, the same courthouse to which she worked at. A theory started to circulate in the public domain. Maybe, just maybe, she would have come across some piece of information that she should not have. One of the suspects in this particular case, who passed away last evening, had 70 matters before the courts and was outside on bail. I'm not making any of these things up. The sequence of events I gave it to might be off. I might not have quoted everybody word for word, but this is the series of events that transpired over the last few days. And as I say, persons are left with more questions than answers. My question this afternoon is, why didn't the state done autopsy see what it is the independent pathologist saw? Inshan Ishmael would have explained the extent of the damages that was clearly visible from the video he saw. How come we did not pick this up? Something else stood out to me, Trinidad and Tobago, from this whole thing. When he spoke about the fact that there was some sort of hole in her stomach and her intestines as though she wasn't being fed. But we was led to believe that she was killed the night she was abducted. Hence the reason why the body, according to them, was in an advanced state of decomposition at the time they found it. Hence the reason why the autopsy could not be done. So how could you be dead 1 minute and then deprived of food the next minute? That came out in the second autopsy. What the hell happened over this last week here? I think that is what I want to ask. What happened in this situation surrounding Andrea Barrett? Would we ever know the truth about it now that 2 of the suspects are dead? Other suspects are out free? Inconclusive autopsy one way, another autopsy confirming something else? Are we going to take DNA samples from the persons who would have passed away and try to match it up with any evidence we may have found at this scene? More bones found in Heights of Aripo on Sunday, bones again found on Monday. What going on? What happened? What happened? I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to open up the messages as well. Remember, you can send your voice notes. Almost 900 people on the live. Thank you guys so much for being here. You're going to send your voice notes to 771-1791. I ask you to be responsible in your voice notes. So I'm going to play them on air. You can also text your messages to the same number, 9191. What happened in the Andrea Barrett situation, and are we any closer to finding out what happened? Caller, you're live. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Miss Wells, and a pleasant good day to the listeners.
Good afternoon.
Miss Wells, what has happened is, in my belief, what has been happening in this country long time ago. You see, things are becoming more advanced, and something that people try to keep tight in is just too much, so it's overflowing. So we have a police commissioner who wants to be perceived as the best narrator. So he comes and gives his side on anything possible. But this is the same person who, after giving so much different speculation without evidence in Mr. Clark's issue, is the same person calling for the nation not to speculate in this Andrea Barrett issue. But I am saying, why are we so naive, or is it that we are just blatantly hypocritical to come to the conclusion that just maybe, there might be persons who have found themselves in the police service and many other places of society where they're supposed to be acting with high levels of character. You understand? Why is it that we cannot question these people and their character and the way they carry out their duties, Mr. Griffith? Are you all a law unto yourselves? You see, for years, we have witnessed you all, the police, saying one thing and the action is different. We have seen you all take instructions from politicians when that is no way in the world supposed to take place. Or they have oaths and things to follow. that will you continue to breach Mr. Griffith. You have no regard for the proper due process and protocols and these kind of things. So I don't know how you all intend to achieve whatever goal you all have, but the problem will continue to get worse, Mr. Griffith, because you have left us worse than we started, without any suspect to question whether they have been guilty or innocent. We do not know. We just have to go on what you, the police service, is saying, Mr. Gary, and we have seen, as I said, you are not always correct when you're giving your narrative. You have been found guilty of fraudulent misrepresentation, Mr. Griffith, and I wish the Prime Minister could hasten his feet and get rid of you. Thank you, Ms. Isha Wells. I will leave it there.
Thank you so much. Now the lines are open. Feel free to call me 342-0081 771-1791. Remember, that's also our WhatsApp number. And of course, 466-5391. Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, you live.
Hi, good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
What I could say, I was wondering, where would we go from here? Where would we go from here? Because what I am saying is, the two men is dead, while there should be answering some questions right now, number one. Number two, as this amount of money was put out for information, this man supposed to be in questioning now, who saw that went down there for the scrap. He went down there for the scrap. How much? 100 feet down there. Okay? They should have him questioning right now. Take his cell phone, trace back his calls for a week or two gone, or probably from the 1st of January till now. It's a lot of work. This thing is very, very fishy. It's a lot of work. I don't know what to say. People say, yeah, we got it there, this, that, and all too. How much we get out of them before they even say get a heart attack?
Well, I'm about to read for you what the Express is reporting today to kind of give you an idea. So listen off here. I'm going to play your voice notes in a short while, but I want you guys to hear me out because this case keeps getting stranger and stranger, right? Remember when we started Trinidad and Tobago, it was a kidnapping because they wanted ransom. But then it moved from a kidnapping when suspects was held, and then it was a raper man on the loose because the suspect was allegedly a rapist. And according to what we're hearing today, it was an abduction and a robbery. Let me read for you. Reported by the Express. 2 suspects confessed to robbing Andrea, who just wanted to go home. Balcom implicated Morris. According to the article, 2 men have confessed to being involved in abducting and robbing Andrea Barrett. They have, however, denied being involved in kidnapping and blamed each other for masterminding the crime. One told police he did not rape her. That one, serial rape/kidnapper, accused Joel Balcom, who is dead. The 3 other suspects are alive, in good health, and according to the article, in police custody. Under interrogation by officers shortly after his arrest, one suspect said all he did was withdraw $5,000 using the bank card given to him by Balcom. But when Balcom was arrested, he claimed he was merely the driver of the fake taxi in which Barrett had her misfortune. Calling the name of one of the suspects in confessing, Balcom said that the man was in the taxi and was the one who committed the robbery. Balcom said when that man revealed himself as a criminal to Barrett, she tried to fight. According to the article, she bit and cuffed that man in the face, Balcom told police, but then she accepted her fate and gave them her possessions, which included a cell phone, watch, and a bank card. According to him, she just wanted to go home. According to the article, her body was found a week later off a repo clad in underwear and a blouse. When questioned, Balcom said Bharat's hands were bound and tied, her head forced down behind the driver's seat, and she was taken to Aruka, where she was handed over to a person named Sun. According to the article, at the time Balcom spoke to the police, he arrested on January 31st. He spoke offer confidentially, giving an alibi which he said could prove that he had not kidnapped and kept Bharat or spoken with her father and threatened him. He also implicated another person, Andrew Solo Morris, the person who owned the car. That suspect, of course, passed away. Balcom said Morris had called him on the day after Bharat's disappearance and told him he knew they had money from a robbery since the Bharat case was being reported on social media. Morris, who was arrested at his home on January 31st, died at hospital days later. Relatives say he was beaten to death. Police say he was sickly and fell from a chair. According to the article, the death of Balcom and Morris is being investigated by Police Complaints Authority. What the suspects said. The article goes on to say the suspect in custody said on the afternoon Bharat was robbed. He was at the Arima taxi stand when Balcom pulled up and he entered Balcom's vehicle, a white Nissan Versa. He said two girls entered the car, one dropped off at Cleaver Woods. He said he dropped off at Sherwood Park. He said Balcom drove up the road, and when he came back, he handed him a bank card and gave him the personal identification PIN for the card. He said he was told to go to the bank and withdraw $5,000. He said Bharat was in the back seat. Asked how she looked, he said she was looking like she get robbed. The suspect said he withdrew the money and brought it for Balcom, who gave him $2,200. He said he gave Balcom the bank card and left. He said he never took Bharat into any house, and that's the only reason he knew Balcom was from an introduction after Andrew Solo Morris. Now, the article goes on to say what Balcom said. Balcom went by the names that include Devon Charles, Joel Otley, and the nickname Fabu, short for Fabulous. He gave police a different story. According to the article, he said he was on the taxi stand in a Nissan Versa, which carried an old H plate that he had slapped on. The car, he said, was owned by someone else. He said Bharat and another girl got into the back seat. Around 5 p.m., Bharat was sitting behind him. The suspect, now in custody, sat in the front seat. When the other girl dropped off, the suspect climbed into the back seat and said it was a robbery. Balcom then claimed he drove to Aruka by the savannah and waited outside her house until they got the order to bring her in. He said he took Bharat from his car to the house. He said the people who owned the Nissan Versa wanted their car back, so he called his sister, who followed him to the homeowner's residence when he left the car. He said he kept the bank card, hoping that if the bank didn't cut it, he could have withdrawn more money from it the following day, which would have been the Saturday. He said that Solo called to tell him about the ransom being demanded for Bharat. Balcom said he was not involved since he didn't even have Bharat's phone because the suspect had taken it. He said he called the suspect and told him to let the girl go. The suspect denied having Bharat, said Balcom. Balcom told police he did make a $5,000 withdrawal using Bharat's card at Republic Bank, San Juan, the night after she was robbed. And on the day of the robbery, the suspect used the card at the bank in Trin City. What did Andrea do? Or what did they do with Andrea, according to the article? Balcom was asked if he had sexually assaulted Bharat. He said he didn't even touch her and he was no killer. Asked if Bharat was injured, Balcom said she cuffed and bit the suspect but quieted down and told them to just take her money. He said she was not beaten. She was cooperating since she just wanted to go home. He said black tie straps were used to bound her hands and she was not blindfolded but pushed down behind the seat. Balcom's condition deteriorated after being questioned. Police said he sustained injury in an attempt to escape and ended up in ICU at the Mount Hope Hospital with brain and spinal injuries. He slipped into a coma and died yesterday afternoon. At the time of his death, Balcom, who was charged with 70 crimes, including 5 rapes, 4 kidnappings, robberies, larceny, and assault, was out on bail on more than 40 charges. So this is what is now being said in the public domain. What is it? Is it a robbery gone wrong? 1,200 on the live? What? We getting there? Is it a robbery gone wrong? Is it a kidnapping gone wrong? Is it a rape gone wrong? Or what the hell went wrong? I guess is what we're trying to find out. Let me play some voice notes. Come back with your calls.
Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. I shall see from the time the father had made that phone call at 6 o'clock the evening when that child was taken, I share the same technology these people use to find the minister's son's phone. That girl could have been found before they killed she. It's after when people start getting picked up and the man died the same day they pick him up, the day after they pick him up he died. Them fellas panic and hit the girl in she head. They find she a couple days after, 3-4 days after. But if we had the technology, if they had used the technology they use, which we have in Trinidad and Tobago, because we know we have that technology that they used to find a minister phone, that girl might have been alive today. Because the first thing they asked for when the 6 o'clock in the evening was a ransom for the man's daughter. At that point in time, she was still alive. Have a good day.
All right, the theories are coming in one after the next. I just need to know what the hell happened over these last few days. Let's go.
Isha, so sad that the girl, Andrea, had to go through that. But I'm glad the right-thinking citizens open their eyes and see the incompetence of the police service. And that first person was correct. You left more questions than answers. You did nothing. You did nothing. If the guy was innocent now, what's the excuse? He fall off a chair and come on now, Mr. Griffith, man. And the police service been doing that for years. They've been doing that for years and years and years. The 3 killing that took place in Mova, these people only might get some justice because it was caught on video, you know. They might get some justice to that, you know, because every time something takes place, is your word against the police word. Most times, the court sides with the police unless there's evidence to show otherwise. Same thing with this case. The 2 suspects dead. Now I see they come up with some confession this and confession that. Oh, please. I could write a better script than that. I tell you, people want answers. And pertaining to the pathology, one person might find something and the next person might find nothing. That's totally understandable because it's based on opinion and how you view things now. So that happens a lot of times where one pathologist finds something and the next pathologist didn't find so because it's based on his opinion on looking at a body and stuff like that. So, I totally understand that part. But where Mr. Griffith and the police service is concerned, that is totally unacceptable. That's craziness. And they try to distract the whole population with DSS. Now that here they want to charge man for lending $2,000 back in 2019 or something like that. That's the kind of rubbish people had to deal with. That's the kind of rubbish Trinidadians had to put up with.
Thank you so much. Send those voice notes to 771-1791. Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, you're live.
Hi, Aisha.
How you doing?
I'm like the Baron. I'm still holding on. How you do?
I'm good, thanks for asking.
Aisha, are we now living in a police state? Because every time they get to arrest somebody, they end up in hospital or they're dead. Are we now living in a police state, Aisha? I will leave it there for now.
Thank you so much. Let's play some voice notes.
Isha Wells, good evening. Why are we so dumb? We don't know what kind of thing the man had on the phone that they used to find the minister's phone. If you don't have the app on your phone, you think they could find it? Two different things. I tell you, we living in a dream world. Isha Wells, you know what is confusing? If the media could give you all that information that the police have who kidnapped who had the person, how come the two gentlemen died? How come they died? Because there is enough information to charge these gentlemen. That is my concern. My concern is the way the police dealt with the matter. All right? Enjoy your evening, Ms. Wells.
Listen, Barataria, I think that's everybody's concern at the moment. Because if we have all these confessions from both suspects, because now it's in the public domain, how did these both suspects die? So is it that Balcom gave the confession first and then tried to escape? Because according to the article, he gave a whole breakdown from the time he picked she up to what he did, to what he didn't do, to how much he withdrew. It sounded as though he was cooperating. Yeah? So if he cooperated to the extent that he gave them an entire rundown of what take place, at what point did he escape? After he confessed? One would assume a escape would occur before a confession. I don't know, I'm just asking questions because like I say, I trying to find out what the hell happened over the last few days. Caller, you live.
Isha Wells, good afternoon to you.
Mommy, how you doing, my love?
Good. Anderson, good afternoon to you. Isha Wells, how is those kids? You alright?
Them boys good, you know, they good.
Right. Isha Wells, what I would like to find out, Mr. Balcom, the deceased, right? If
Yes.
you rent a car, right, and you said the owner of the car had called for the car, where is his vehicle that, what you said he called his sister or something
He
like
called,
that?
according to the article, yes, when the confession said he called his sister to pick him up.
Uh-huh.
That was what was said.
And where is that vehicle right now?
Don't have a clue.
Isha Wells, is it that this person, this same female who is in custody, Isha Wells, so then is it that her brother?
Well, we don't even know who she is.
And I'm asking question again. Is it that very said person some years gone by entered the police service and she did not last as long in the police service, Aisha? And is it that same person who went and worked in the community center up in Grandy, Aisha Wells? Aisha Wells, just question to ask. You have to ask me, Aisha Wells. We left to see. Aisha, because I'm still saying, if you call your sister, where is that vehicle that moved that child, Aisha Wells? You understand me? And what bothering me also too, the gentleman who's the scrap iron man, how come in that down in that precipice, Aisha, how come he saw that body down there?
Well, I don't know.
You understand me? You remember they had a lot of money, this one put no money and that one put on. Aisha Wells, all I can say, sweetheart, may her soul rest in peace.
Yeah,
and that
boy.
is all I can say, because Aisha Wells, I don't know what will the outcome of this thing, Aisha Wells. You hear what I'm telling you about? That's all I can say. May her soul rest in peace. And another thing, when you go to do autopsy, Aisha Wells, all what it does really, I've been to down there on 2 occasions, you just go in and identify the body. You doesn't really go in when they're doing the autopsy, you know, Aisha. right? You just go and, they pull out from the jaw and ask if, this person, that's it. You don't really go in when they're doing the autopsy. Eh? So that's why the guy who went and said he wanted to do another autopsy. But as I say again, sweetheart, you reach home safe, be safe out there, and may her soul rest in peace, Aisha.
Thank you so much. And I mean, Mommy, you hit the nail on the head. These are simple questions that ordinary citizens asking. We're not crime fighting experts. We're not criminologists. We don't have any expert training. We're not pathologists. We're none of that. We're just basic people following this scenario and trying to piece it together for it to make sense. And nothing about the entire ordeal from the time this blasted thing happened makes sense. And I think that is what is upsetting the population. Nothing about the thing ain't making sense. It just don't make no damn sense. And what will come out of it? What can come out of it if the two suspects who confessed against each other are dead? Tell you the thing just so sickening, man. It's sickening.
Isha, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your listeners. We're really sad in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a sad day. And I need to say this publicly. This is not the radio station's view, but this is my view. For too many times, apparently you have to carry the name of or the initials, right, of MP before you could get some results, or before they could use the technology that they say we have in Trinidad and Tobago, right, to help somebody. Why do we vote? That is the main question here. Why do we vote? Do we vote for people to work to better our country, or do we just vote because it's for so? The other thing is, when are we going to start holding pathologists and all these persons accountable for their foolish mistakes? Right? I don't believe that this was a mistake. I personally believe that this was a cover-up. Because how come that one person can actually find, right, a second autopsy can prove otherwise, and the first one was inconclusive? For too many times as an individual, I've been listening to radio station and talk shows and stuff, and you always hear that their deaths were inconclusive, Somebody is receiving money under the table, and I make no apologies for saying that. Trinidad and Tobago, we really need to wake up. Have a good one.
And again, you had to ask the question. Is it that we need to be protected from certain arms of the state? It's a frightening thing to think about. It's frightening. All how you look at this situation here, the thing just frightening. Up to now, this whole thing don't make no sense. And I said it on my Facebook page yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. I am seeing a lot of these political sharks smelling blood in the water and running out, and using this particular case to catapult their political career. And I want to ask them to desist from doing this. The only thing that should come out of this scenario is that the citizenry unite and call on their politicians to reform this broken system that is not working for the benefit of the people. Don't use this to catapult your political career. She died, in my humble opinion, as a martyr, because coming out of her death, it highlighted a whole failure of a system that we have been comfortably living in for decades. And that is what we should be focusing on. I wanted to put that in the mix because I've been observing them, you know. I've been watching some of them, you know. They're using this thing to push themselves in the limelight and the political career and the up and down. And I'm saying the only thing must come out of this is that the people call on the politicians to look into this system. Something wrong, something in adding up. Right now we have a political, well, I can't say political. We have a blame game playing between the lawyers, the judiciary, and the police. The police blaming the lawyers blaming back the police blaming the judiciary, and they're supposed to be working hand in hand to provide justice for citizens. I don't know if all you're not paying attention to what happened. What happened over the last few days is frightening on every level. I don't think all you start to comprehend how frightening the thing is on all levels. If we go back to sleep after this Trinidad and Tobago, then I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. If we go back to sleep after this, then I ain't know what to say. Caller, you're live.
Hello, Aisha.
How you doing?
Short. If you listen to the conversation properly, both Belcon and the next one, they was not innocent. Although they died, they interfered with the jail. Think about it good. Listen to the conversation properly. Both Belcon and the next man had interfered with you. They carry a Ruka, they carry all over the place. Think about it. And take our money too. So they did things.
Thank you so much. And no one is saying no. If what we're reading is true, then they should have been brought before a court of justice if this was fair. And then a trial should have gone on and we would have been able to hear more and find out more. But we would never know. We're going now based on reports after the fact. Who is to know if any of this is even true? We don't know. Caller, you live.
Miss Wells, good evening.
How you doing?
I'm cool, man. I'm like you, Miss Wells. I just need answers. I just need answers. And it just getting more and more interesting, you know. And I mean, Miss Wells, I mean, not to deviate from the topic, but when we have malpractice in the health system, and some of these cases go unanswered or unsolved, Miss Wells, this is a whole higher level or a whole higher authority upon itself that will be taking place. You go for a report from this one blaming that one. That one, at the end of the day, the family loved ones going under. You know? So I hope we really wake up and we really realize as people, especially every 5 years when, you know, we blaming this one and we fighting that one. And at the end of the day, Ms. Wells, what really coming out of this? You know? So I'd have to be listening.
Thank you so much.
Aisha, good afternoon. The biggest problem in Trinidad right now is the politicians. Over the years, this is the same thing going on over and over in Trinidad. So much of technology in Trinidad. The police have enough resources to have technology there. But sometimes the other day I hear they're paying overtime. What are they paying all this overtime to do? For police, all this $1 million overtime. The police in Trinidad not doing the job right, and the politicians have the whole place in a mess. In Trinidad, is money talk, BS walk, and politicians doing garbage and messing up the country. All both PNM and UNC. If the UNC want to get together, they ain't doing nothing. They only want to oppose. All they get together and get some good laws that people won't stay outside there killing people and do all this other garbage. This thing going on for years. Years. This thing going on in Trinidad. Nobody trying to fix it. Years upon years. I ain't talking about 2 years now. Plenty years. Have a good afternoon.
Good afternoon, you're live.
Yeah, good afternoon, Miss Wells.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. So tell me something. The case closed. Where is the main suspect there? And then who else the police and them are going after or interrogating or dragging before the court? Who wanted these men die so badly that they didn't get a chance to go before the court? Where is the innocent until proven guilty? Where is the democratic process at work? Where is these things? So people getting preferential treatment according to the station in life in this country. I didn't see a candle lit. I didn't see nothing happen for that young lady also who died. So, and I'm not that I am supporting any wrongdoing at all, but justice must go across the board. And when people are dying by the hands of the police like this at a random, it says that this is more than meets the eye. This is something, it's a big fish. This is something real huge. Yeah? We need to get to the bottom of this. So why do one these men die so quickly? Yeah, I don't know. You find out, Miss Wells.
Me? What the hell is this? If they're killing suspect, they're killing magistrate's employee. Who is me? I find out, me.
Aisha, I don't think that is the Barrett girl body. I don't think so at all.
Well, I don't have any evidence to suggest it is not her. Her father identified the body and he would know. Caller, you live.
Yes, good afternoon to my sister Aisha.
How you doing, brother?
Well, after God, I'm watching the tricks. And you see, with me, I could only talk for me and myself. I know the game that play in the world. Crime is the biggest paying job in the world. Let me say it. Crime is the biggest paying job. And I'm not using no night dress over police, over magistrate, judges, lawyers, and all these people. They are in the crime system. Crime is not paid them. And we will be stupid and we will be dotish enough to see that they will carry on crime. They don't want crime to go down and we fighting, we fretting, we arguing. Only time you get turned in a country, then everybody get up and tell the government and tell the institution that they set up a value, we want change, they just get change. But you see long as we arguing, that's doing nothing to them. Because the more the crime them getting more money, more work. Just imagine a police telling you, a commissioner telling you that a man fall off a chair and he dead. That should be in a cartoon book. A cartoon? You have to put it in a cartoon. A big strong man will fall off a chair and dead. I would say if a woman about 90-something or something so, and she weak, she feeble and she weak like and she fall off, she could hit her and she could die. Why are you telling me a strong man fall off a chair and die? I so stupid. That's one thing my book tells me. Do not be fooled. And then no man in the world could fool me. They could say what they want to say. I just listen to them and I just watching them. When you call these the key suspect. They only suspect, eh? They are not charged, you know. Only suspect. You hold me under suspicion. You haven't charged me yet. And these men dead. Something is definitely wrong about that. Take the men before the court, try them, and then we'll know if they're guilty or not. That man could tell no tales. If you don't come back and say nothing. Have a blessed evening.
Thank you so much. Let's take another one. Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live.
Hi, good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
What I want to say, right, is that this is all a cover-up. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are not stupid. The police are giving information after these two guys are allegedly dead. Why, if they are giving this amount of information now to us, why haven't they tried to work with it before, in the couple days gone by? Number one, she only traveled with taxis. Find out who is the people that she used to travel with every evening to go home. Because obviously her father was dropping her to work every day. Number two, a friend traveled with her. They're stating that he's a serial rapist. Okay, no problem. How come you drop off one and you kidnap one? How come, who you sold the phone to? Why kill the men when they were actually speaking out? Something else is wrong, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago have to keep fighting, not only for her, but for all the young women who have lost their lives like this. Thank you.
Well, I tell you, eh? Well, I tell you. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
I'm glad someone can get to realize it's not Rowley and Kamala, it's both of them. and all of them who in power. And this is then certain guys that said, you are the co-guy, boy. You and the rest of crooked officers have to go. I feel when you go, the crooked rest go. This is Guardian media reporting, Aisha, that Andrew Morris did not withdraw any money from any ATM in Chin City, nor was he in possession of Andrew's bank card. Right? Guardian media also obtained the autopsy results of Morris, which indicated that he died from blunt force trauma to the head and body. He suffered several broken ribs, a contusion to the right eye, damage to his legs, brain features bleeding from internal organs and burn marks to the back. Possibility from a teaser, shoulders badly damaged and bleeding from internal organs. The commissioner early on stated that he fell from a chair. Aisha, one fell from a chair, one tried to escape. Right? The commissioner said the next one fell from a chair. Then we have, I did not call you this morning, and I'm in full support of the Isha and Ishmael. And after you give me the number, Aisha, I call him on the way to the funeral home. And here we have a great Twin Island Shinbago, where we're trying to fool the rest of the world that we are the best, that we are good doctors here. That the doctor cannot find anything. And let me tell you something, Aisha. Same thing I go on with Berkey when they check him. He called somebody and he said, nobody didn't check me between my leg and my feet here. And I'm just getting pain. Berkey make a call out to before he die, you know. And it's something here, so we see playing up Isha Wells. The same thing, you Gary intend to self crime. With the judge, the jury, executioner, everything in one. All me something on this one duel. This duel from Silat. He was not friend of mine. Mine something duel went nowhere for no boat engine. But he dead. Boat engine himself. And that is how all it is side. Or let can't detect anything properly. Or let's feel or let get to suspects or whether let get to suspects. But let the nation be proud not to hear about it. Everybody there right now. You understand? This is how we deter and we detect crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Gary Griffith, shame on you and the police service this morning. And you too, Paris Harari. You too, Kamala and Rowley. None of them get me.
Thank you so much. Let me read some messages. This is like a 1,000-piece puzzle I have home. It is frustrating, it's draining, it's puzzling, it's depressing, it's sad. My brain is tired from just trying to figure out what happened. And as saying the information we're getting not adding up, it's not making sense, Aisha. Failure with this system, oh Jesus Christ. That's how our people feeling. That is how our people feeling. Caller, you live.
Aisha, good afternoon, darling.
Good afternoon.
I find, Aisha, you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, Aisha, I find they should call for the resignation of the Commissioner of Police. I find so. Now, Aisha, the girl that get killed, I'm not condoning the death. Whoever is responsible for that, they should get the full brunt of the law. I have no problem with that. But they're playing on the emotions of people in this country right now. Right? They're playing on our emotion, and that some stupid, brain-dead, dirty sycophant will go down the road with whatever they say. I shall let me pick sense out of nonsense. You have two people in custody, right, that end up dead under your hand. And the commissioner going in a press conference and talking things completely different. As a matter of fact, he vexed before you're asking questions. And talking things about all the people try to escape. And if they try to escape, so we should do and some kind of sarcastic kind of talk, right? There's a lot of questionable killing taking place in this country right now, Aisha, under his watch, right? And you see the police complaint board, I find them not move too slow. And whoever, no, listen, if the people that die is responsible for the death, Aisha, I have no problem with the law taking its course and give them the punishment they deserve. You can't be holding somebody in custody innocent until proven guilty and end up dead under your hand. What part of the world them things has happened and nobody in resign or nobody in lock up or nobody in suspended or anything yet, Aisha? Aisha, we have to be careful for what we ask for, because it could come back to haunt we. It could come back to haunt we, Aisha. They're playing on the emotion of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Only don't be fooled and get carried away. You don't know if the body they find is really the girl own. The whole autopsy, they say the autopsy inconclusive. Then a private autopsy saying something otherwise. While all of that going on, they go by the DSS man and make a raid. For what? For what? Aisha, a can of worms opening. Who have eyes to see, he will see. And God knows what is he doing, eh? That is why all of these things going on now. They want to go to America and take all these stupid laws out of America and bring it and perpetuate it here on the citizens of the country. We have a different culture altogether. How are you expecting to go right? How are you expecting to go right? And everything is politics. Now it's not time for politics, Aisha. Now it's not time for politics. People have to open their eye and read between the lines and stop being fool. Stop being fool. I fell up at the both party right now. Right now, we don't want to hear about the both of them because all of them disappointing me right now. Yeah, Aisha, I know your time going on up, so we go leave that for another day. Have a blessed evening.
Aisha, the biggest problem in Trinidad and Tobago is the people who wouldn't give information about things happening in the neighborhood and around them so that it can be addressed. We need to start saying something. See something, say something. And stop letting these little stupid boys and them frighten us into staying silent.
Good afternoon, Isha Wells. Isha, what you said there was so true. The politicians, and they have to get themselves together and do the right thing. That is the bottom line. They have to do the right thing. And talking about what took place with that young lady, I think it's so distasteful because her family and friends, they may not know the extent of her injury, and have people just coming and talking and saying, and this happened to her and that happened, it just traumatizing the family. And for me, it's really disgusting to hear that. I don't want to hear that. So, as I say, the politicians and they have to get together. They have to get together and pass these bills to get these guys off the street.
But then that too, and thank you so much for making that contribution. I appreciate it. But then we're hearing from the lawyers, passing the bill is not enough. One of the lawyers, and I saved his article, and I'm going to read it for you when I come tomorrow. He said passing 1 million bills and the police not showing up to court is what is causing some of the problems. And they explained in detail that may have been the reason why one of the suspects was out on bail. Police not showing up for court. Lawyers are saying this. I didn't say it. And like I said, I'm going to read the article tomorrow. So we passing the bill, getting them to enforce the bill, and getting us to to reform our justice system. It has to be done in parts. Everybody have a part to play in this, right? So the politicians have to play a part by getting together and passing it. The police have to play a part to ensuring it, to carrying it through, to take it back to the court. And then the magistrates and the judges must do their part. But if one arm of the justice system is lacking, then the whole thing shuts down. And I don't think all you realize that we've been limping along for quite some time. This didn't happen in this case alone. This has been going on for years, if not decades. It's only now it's becoming more apparent. But all you think this is the only case they may have dropped the ball on? We would be naive to think this. And like I'm saying, the political sharks, ignore them. But right-minded citizens, this is your opportunity to make sure that we call on them to reform this system. It stinks to the high heaven. Everything is coming up to the surface at the same time. We can't breathe. Before all of this happened, just the week before, they told us Sean Luke's case is starting. The prosecution is yet to gather evidence because they didn't get back the DNA sampling. 15 years, you know. Sean Luke would have been an adult. 15 years. No DNA. This case could fall flat on its face. Perpetrators could be out. After spending $30 billion in the last decade on national security, you mean to tell me none of this money we didn't invest into having our own DNA labs? Bringing in all these specialist technicians to train our citizens to ensure that we are adverse in DNA so we don't have to depend on the United Kingdom or America to send DNA for testing? Because I wonder if people know it costs us to send DNA away and it costs us to bring it back. It's a cost attached to this, you know. And that's why it's not running efficiently, because half the time it's not in the budget. They didn't budget it. We need to really sit down and think about this carefully, you know, for the type of heinous crimes that take place here. The fact that we are on the doorstep of Venezuela, the fact that we have a migrant issue, and we don't have a functioning system to combat all this being thrown at us. This is just the beginning. If this is where we are. I'll play some more voice notes.
Aisha, I was listening to something there just now. The friend that dropped out the car before that girl was taken away. Why didn't the police take her to identify the people that they pick up? Yep. Why didn't they do that? Think about it.
I tried to come back in. I tried to know what's wrong with the people in Trinidad and Tobago. Because I shall remember when the 3 men get killed in Mova, they were saying that was the people who had killed the officer. Then after that, couple days after with the protest, the police shoot a pregnant lady on the beatum, and then Mr. St. Gary Griffith come out and say it was not his police shoot the lady, the bullet come from the people on the beatum, from some way. The same when we have video showing here, right? What come out of that, you see? Nobody don't talk about that again. So they will continue doing what they're doing, and after a month, 2 months pass, everybody forget about it. I wonder if anybody know what's going on right now with the police officers who was involved in the three men from Mova killing that the whole of Trinidad and Tobago was rioting for. I wonder what happened to them police officers. Are they still working? What happened to the one that shot the pregnant mother on the beatum? Is he still working? What will happen to those that killed these 2 men that was in their custody? Will they be still working? Ask yourself that question.
You know, our priorities mixed up as a nation, eh? Because I'm looking at people who protesting, and I'm saying protest, it's your right. But we should be protesting for this system to reform. Everybody running up and down. Bring back the hangman, bring back the hangman, bring back the hangman. Okay. But if we have a crooked system leading to the gallows, we may be hanging innocent people. Let me see if I can repeat that if it went over some all your head. I am seeing people up and down marching to bring back the hangman, and I have no problem with carrying out the death penalty. But if the system leading up to the gallows, which means you have to be arrested, you have to be charged, you have to go before the court, and then you have to be sentenced. If that ain't good, it ain't good, it broken, it ain't good, it ain't good. Then we may be sending innocent people to the gallows, you know. I think we really need to sit down and decide as a nation what is our real issue. And if you ask me, and I ain't no political analyst, me ain't no big scientist, me ain't think I bright. But I think our biggest issue is reforming our justice system to make sure that we have it right, to make sure that we have all these systems in place to support the system. So we're doing DNA testing, we're doing ballistic testing, our pathologists are trained, they know exactly what they're looking for. So when we convict somebody, we absolutely 99.9% sure that this is the perpetrator, and then we take him towards the honest judge, and the honest judge reads him his sentence, and then we sentence him to die, and then we hang him. I would think that would be the chain of events. But if the system broken and we up and down bawling for hanging, hang, we might just hang innocent people. Our call should be to reform the system. That's just my honest opinion. Hence the reason why I have not taken part in any march. Hence the reason why I have not taken part in any demonstration. Because we running down the wrong thing, we missing the ball, we acting off our emotions. And I understand because I am emotional too. It could have been you, it could have been me, it could have been one of mine. But running down for the hangman and the system stinks makes no damn sense. I'm going to play some voice notes.
Good evening, Miss Isha Wells. This is Gregory Lindsay, delegate of Pantrin-Bago. Miss Isha Wells, the problem is us, you know, us as men. You understand? I want the country that listening to listen to what I'm saying for a minute. The problem is us. It's not the government or the judiciary. That girl did everything right. What is the message that we are sending out to young people? That you could do everything and follow and be obedient and get the best grades and work for the court administration or any government office and see something and you say something and then you're out. It had to be better than that. The system is broken, right? When I as Caesar, right, was transferred to High Court and, you know, her cases wasn't taken care of and the people in the remand yard started to riot, then is when they act. Does a whole country have to riot in order for it to be correct? Do it right now, man. Love where you live. Don't do it so, you know? Thousands. I have thousands of women in the PAN movement. We have 199 steel bands and there are hundreds of women in every steel band, right? It ain't a red thing or a yellow thing. It's a human thing. It's got to do better. You understand? Because it's not good enough. You understand? It's not good enough. I speak for all of the dead women, you know, who have fell at the hands of these types of heinous crimes. It's not good enough at all. You know what I mean? The problem is us, boy. We have to change that. You know what I mean? We have to change that. And those parliamentarians, you know what I mean, who are playing the fool. And I have to say they're playing the fool when they're gilded cages. Because they have security and they have police and they have state-funded salary to call out, you know, the SC and the QC. But we don't have that as regular people. This young lady was just an example of an ordinary Joe. You know, went to school, went to UE, did good, did as best, took public transport, didn't take PKPH, took H, and got lynched. It is not good enough. I'll have a lot more to say. I don't do Facebook Live, but it's of national importance. I did it once, and I'll do it again. And I'll do a walk because we have to stand up. We have to treat our women better. Men have to check themselves, and the government have to do their part. And that judiciary, I'll talk about that. Because this kind of thing is thing to stand up to get locked up for. I am Lindsay, delegate up on Trinbago, Power Stars Steel Orchestra chairman. And we doing it right. We ain't doing it like that. Love. Blessings.
You know, I like to be cautious when talking about the judiciary and our system, because I'm always reminded that Ricardo Welch, the gladiator, was speaking out about our justice system when he met his demise a few years ago. So I'm always very careful, about doing that. I'm not alluding that it is because he spoke out. I am not saying it's because he spoke out. I don't have any evidence. It's because he spoke out about it why he met his demise. All I am saying is I am very careful when discussing our judicial system. However, what I will say, as citizens, we need to call on our politicians to take a look at our judicial system and see if it's making sense. If it's not making sense, then we have to do better. The system is broken. It's broken. I'm going to play some more voice notes, take a few more calls.
And another thing, this body was thrown off a precipice. What might happen under this autopsy and what might happen under the next one might show up after the lash or whatever the encounter going down there, two different ball game. So I'm not going along with these fellas and them who come up with the thing to try to make this thing look bad. I done bad already. I ain't taking no side. Let's deal with the facts. Right? Because up to now, he can't tell me if the woman was, what caused she death, neither. So then let me don't go down that road of emotions, Aisha. And Aisha, let me tell them, the DSS matter, that is people who go and apply for the central bank to get back the money from them. So every time you go and apply, the man have no money license, and you can't go and say, give me money, you lend him it, because I how you get it back it. So what do you think will happen? Tell them we live in a dream world.
Only so we can get this thing under control, Aisha. It need to start with, we need to set straight standards, Aisha. When women getting raped and things like that, we need to make sure all politicians
I'm way over my time, but I'll take a few more calls. Caller, you live.
Speaking about it, Aisha, if I was a crooked policeman, all my colleagues crooked together with me, okay, you hold a criminal, and the criminal start to talk and sell out your friend and integrate them to talk, but you start to talk against your friend and against the people who pay you to outside your salary. That's the end of that person. That's the end of them victim. These fellas was interrogated and they started calling, they started talking out honestly. What started happening? They said, nah, we can't let this man talk out. You have to find a way to get rid of these people. And that is a good one, Aisha. But what's now? Blood against them, you know, Aisha? The blood of Jesus against them. Yeah?
Thank you so much. All right, so it's 16 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock. 533 people still with me. What? Let me play some voice notes.
And sell out your friend and integrate them to talk. You start to talk against your friend and against the people who pay.
I'm not sure what happened to your phone while you were sending the voice note, but I couldn't hear anything. Caller, you live.
Hi, good afternoon, Aisha, and the rest of the listeners. This is Philip here.
Hi, how are you doing, Philip?
Well, trying to cope. But there's a few things that come to mind concerning this whole issue. And I'll just start from the beginning. How this child, and you see, if the question we are asking is because it's very confusing. First to begin, what time did this girl actually went to get his taxi? How she ended up traveling that day, right? That's the next thing. And there are no footage around the area there where she entered the vehicle to see who entered the vehicle with her and whatever. I think we're not hearing nothing about the person who was with her. We are even the person, if that was your friend, we are here to make a statement. We are hearing nothing about you. You know, so there's a lot of things that is not adding up in this whole situation. You know, and we really need some answers concerning these things. All right, we get a clear idea about what transpired when after she was picked up. But one of the things that come to my mind is this: you are accustomed traveling. Well, not traveling. You are accustomed going with your father every day, whatever the case is. What prompted that decision to take a car that day? Which I think that wasn't the case. I think that she was asked to go somewhere or some kind of thing for she to enter in that car. Because I doubt, knowing this, she's a little child, she's babyish. I think this girl did really take her out as she thought to go and sit down in no car just for no reason. Where was she going? All these questions we need to find out. We need to ask ourselves these things. Another thing, concerning the number plate of the vehicle, this, to me, this is unheard of, right? A car, you're changing the number plate, but you're putting H, which is at more risk. Who? Because if you put a H, right, you have to have a taxi badge. So it's obviously you will ask, well, or the person sitting in the vehicle, or what should the taxi badge is displayed. So I don't think that making no sense. But what I understand is that she would have never traveled in any car beside a taxi. So whoever had known that this girl was the target had to know that she would never sit down in a private car. Right? From what I'm hearing, this is what I come up with, because it cannot make sense that you just come with an H plate just like that in that vehicle. Because this girl, from what I'm hearing, she would have never sit down in that car if it was in that H car. So somebody had to be doing the whole move. So if you put the pieces together, you would realize this whole thing is a whole setup. This was no targeting. This didn't just happen like that. This is well orchestrated, and things apparently didn't go as it's supposed to. Because one of the things I was very upset about is when they hold the 4 guys in the beginning. That never was supposed to be released to the media, because you put the girl at risk immediately, because the person who was holding her, if that is the case, would have said, hey, they hold these 4 fellas. I didn't think we should think we had to get rid of this girl, because, we got to catch some of the person screwed or whatever the case is. So that ain't happening there. So I think somebody need to do something better, or if they probably know what's going on and they're just trying to cover up everything. Look at the situation of the autopsy. Come on, inconclusive, man, they should fire every one of them. Because you know why? That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And as in Ishmael, I'm not a big fan of him, but as he rightly said, you could take a bone from Pharaoh and find out everything that how he died or whatever the case is. This girl just died how many days, and you tell me you don't have the thing in 2021 with so much billions of dollars spending in this country? We have to demand better for our money, and we have to demand better for the citizens of this country. And I think this is a wake-up call. And let me tell you something for the listening public. This is not no political thing, and this will never be a political thing. This is a self thing, this is an individual thing, this is a country thing, this is a people thing, a human thing. This has nothing to do with that. So let me just get that out of thought, and we have an opportunity now to move forward with this. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you, Philip. I'm getting ready to make my way out of here, yeah? So let me play a voice note.
I saw a man from Pantrimego who called it just now. We really talking. He had me confused. He well off. We really talking. But a man, get your thing right and come in again. Because me not understanding what you talking. Why are you always quick to jump on man? Or you always want to blame man for all kind of thing? What choppiness you talking? You're off.
We need to set a higher standard. Aisha, we need to set a high standard by not only wait for someone to die to set a standard, to put candle lights and all of that, Aisha. We need to scrutinize. We need to scrutinize politicians. All the politicians will have things on their names They need to clear their name before they resume office. And then I think this country would be a better place.
Caller, I hear you, you know, but I don't know if you don't know that there is a body called the Integrity Commission, and every year they call on politicians to declare their assets with the Integrity Commission. How I know is because as a sitting councillor, I had to declare my wealth with the Integrity Commission. If I bought a necklace for myself, I had to carry the receipt. And not just yourself, you have to put your immediate family members as well into the report. And the Integrity Commission have been publishing for years a list of persons, politicians, chairmen of boards, etc., who refuse to file with the commission. The thing about it is the Integrity Commission doesn't have any teeth. So if you ain't file, you ain't file. The most they could do is put your face in the papers, or not even your face, they could put your name in the papers. But no action can be taken against you. The same politicians who's responsible for setting up the system is the ones who not declaring it. And they know that the body have no real weight. So I ain't declare. So you asking them, those same ones, to be honest and transparent? Think about all that I've just said. A thorn between leaving or playing a voice note. Let me play a voice note.
All these detectives are checking out what happened, and who gave statement, who didn't give statement. The girl father didn't give a statement to say what it is used to happen. If he used to drop her, if he used to pick her up. So all this man could say, the girl is not accustomed traveling. Come on, man.
Caller, you live?
Hi, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
You know, my concern is, we have a group of gangs that nobody is targeting. The lawyers, the doctors, and the police again. Because if that man had 14 hours on behalf of 14 different things that he read earlier on. So his lawyer couldn't say, after 5, boy, I can't do the same no more. Something wrong. So it's all about the money. Have a nice day.
Thank you. All right, so guys, still have 478 people on the live. Let me take another call real quick. I'll leave at 6:30, I promise. Caller, you live?
Aisha, good afternoon. Good evening.
How you doing?
Very, very good. Now, listen, you see, said that it's real unfortunate. It's more than unfortunate. Now, inside Ishmael, I don't know. He jump out and do an autopsy and tell me where the girl hit and so on. They tell me how the girl died yet. And I don't know that, according to my colleague. And my thing is, I should be talking a lot about the system. There are some people using the same system because they have different areas of the system. Some people using it, they get in their pension, they live in a good life. And I have people want to finish the system for the judges and the police and so on. There's a group of people in this country. The children hardly getting locked up. And when I look in, it just hurt me, when I look in the jail, the people who want the system changed is our people. It's our people. And if it has 1,000 African fellow in the jail, the police set up 5. Now, if police set up 600, the next 400 guilty or not guilty. If we don't deal with our people to leave crime alone, we will have no need for judge and police. We have no need for judge and police. You'll have 1 or 2 fellas in the jail, and you'll have 3,000 police or 2,000 police, and the rest could go to employment. Those who bent on committing crime, I want the system change. I want you all to wait there for years. Because for years, Aisha, for years, people change the system. Change the system. And you know you have a group of 19 days. Actually, you know, system. So, change your life. You can change your life. There's no need to change the system. The system that allowing you money and so on, deal with that system. The system that will be court is for you if you want to commit crime. And if you're committing crime, that system is going to take care of you. Well, go ahead. Young African fellas do intersection. Young daddies, African fellas, take care of your children. And you know what?
It will have nothing to do with our system. Take care, Isha Wells.
Thank you so much. The countdown is on. I just have 2 minutes to go. Caller, you're live.
Hello, buddy. The next smart man in this country is DSS. That will make all us think about all us in Trinidad and Tobago. That DSS man will surprise the whole of Trinidad and Tobago just now. He's too damn smart.
Thank you, caller. Let's see who's there. Caller, you're live.
Yeah, good evening, Aisha.
1 minute to go, caller.
Yeah, I think the bigger picture is what he kind of hold another young lady open in respect to the judicial system.
All right, people, this is where I make my way out of here. I want to thank you guys for being a part of today's show. For those of you who donated by texting 9191 from your B-Mobile Digicell phone and including my name, Aisha, the support today was overwhelming for my first try. Remember, it's not just a donation. You have opportunity to win. You have opportunity to win a 6-speed mixer stand. And, of course, I'm giving that away on Friday from 5 p.m. I want to tell you, so far, 50 persons have texted 9191 on my shift. So we have gone 5 times the quota that was asked. I really love you guys. I really appreciate you guys. 1,200 people today on the live. After 6, running neck and neck with Ian Allen. 434 people still on the live. I really love you guys. I appreciate you. Yeah, so until tomorrow, as I usually say, TNT, do a good deed today. Until tomorrow, when we come with something else, something new, something hot on the official station that defends the nation, the Street 919 FM.